Hey, welcome back to Adrian B. Homes. My name is Mike, and we have a special guest, a warranty manager. His name's Stefan.
Good to be here.
So before we start, Stefan, what are your qualifications to be a warranty manager, or somebody that knows what they're talking about?
So I've been in the construction industry for about 7 years now. Started, I can't remember what year. It was a long time ago. Started basically from the bottom. I was somebody's helper, learning the trade from the ground up. Been basically in every single aspect, from grading to helping out, finish framing, basically just from the ground up. I've been involved in construction. Been a project manager for many years. Was building houses, and then recently moved over to the warranty side to be able to take care of our customers better, make sure they have a good experience after buying the home, make sure they're all covered and taken care of.
Yeah, so I guess that's perfect. The first question I have is, why is it important to have home warranty on your home?
So it's important to have warranty because every single home, no matter who built it, when it was built, where it was built, every single home has the possibility of issues coming up. And for the most part, most people don't know who to call, especially if they move to a new state, new area. They don't know who to call. They don't know who they can trust. They don't know most of the time how to fix the problem themselves, or if it's a major problem, they don't want to worsen it by attempting to fix it themselves and doing something incorrectly. So warranty basically gives the homeowner the comfort knowing they're not going to be abandoned to, fend for themselves if they have an issue pop up. They know that we're going to be there to help them along the way, make sure they have a complete home and everything operational.
Yeah, so with Adrian B. Homes, all of our homes do come with home warranty.
Absolutely.
And then we have a pamphlet or a manual that tells you everything that's covered and what's not covered, just to make it easier. And then we have emergency numbers listed on the welcome letter. That's where your HVAC, your electrical and plumbing, if something goes wrong, you can directly call them. Okay, so what are some normal things that most homes will experience during the first couple years?
So I had a trouble with this question because when we build our product, we try to make it's a very solid product from the beginning. Other things that I have noticed is within the first couple of years, you will see settlement of your new home. I mean, it's totally normal, happens to every single house. And with settlement, the main things you'll see are nail pops in the walls where the screws are starting to back out, cracks in the sheetrock. And if your house is on a block foundation, we put a coating on the outside of just a really thin layer of concrete just to make it prettier. And a lot of times the coating will crack. But these are all like totally normal things. Doesn't hurt the structural integrity of the home. All very fixable. Patch everything up and paint it, and it's back to normal. The other things that I do see is sometimes light fixtures tend to burn out or go out. Just needs to be replaced. And toilets, plumbing fixtures, after years of constant use, they tend to get loose and just need to be retightened just a little bit.
So just normal wear and tear is what you're saying?
Normal wear and tear, total.
Yeah, because I can confirm that we have a house. We still don't submit it for warranty, but there is cracks, there is settlement.
Yeah, and that's what we tell everybody. You basically wait 11 months. That gives enough time to everything to kind of settle as much as it's going to within a year. And that's when you'll mostly notice all your cracks and pops.
Yeah, so like again, we're saying if you see cracks, settlement, stuff that's flooring moving,
totally normal.
Yeah, and don't freak out. Wait the 11 months, 10 months before you submit it.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so what are some things you should be on the lookout when you buy and move into your home that are not normal? So things that you should it's a red flag.
So red flag. Again, it's kind of a hard question to answer just because we leave the house in such a great state when we sell it. I do know there's more of like a list of things that you should do to avoid red flags.
Okay, what are those?
So one of the main things is we get a lot of calls about HVAC. People will call us freaking out. Their HVAC isn't working anymore. It's not blowing. We tell homeowners when they move in to replace their air filters once every month. And a lot of people just forget to do it or just don't want to for some reason, and that will cause the unit to shut down. So 9 times out of 10, when we get those calls, we always ask them, have you changed the air filters? Most of the time they say no. Simple change and it'll help. The other thing People get upset when their appliances stop working, but if it's past the time that we offer our builder warranty, we're not really able to do anything about it. The thing you can do to cover yourself as a homeowner is register your appliances. So every single manufacturer will back it for multiple years if you register when you move in. That's another issue people call us about.
Yeah. So, just to summarize that, yes, our home is usually left in great condition,
Absolutely.
but use common sense. If you buy a house and you come outside and it's shifting or tilting to the right, you probably have an issue.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I've never seen anything to that extent, normal settlement is what we usually deal with. That's our biggest thing. But yeah, I mean, basically take care of your house, keep up with your warranties. Like you said, use common sense. If you have if you have a disposal in your sink, garbage disposal, don't be dumping all your leftovers in there just because you don't want to throw them away or whatever. Use your common sense.
Yeah. So, what are the hardest things to fix when it comes to warranty? Because I remember I ran into an issue a while ago when it comes to paint.
Yeah.
Someone wanted their house to be fixed or repainted. Like, okay, there's a little spot that needs to be repainted.
Yeah. So paint is one of those things where it's going to be an issue every time, even though you're buying the exact same color, because it wasn't created in the same batch as the original paint. You're always going to be able to see a different color, like where the new paint is applied from different angles, different lights. You'll be able to see that there's a patch there. So nothing short of painting the entire wall, which nobody's going to do unless there was a major issue that we had to fix and paint the whole wall. The other thing is, I don't really believe there's hard fixes because from my experience, all issues are repairable. I would basically classify it more as different levels of inconvenience. So let's say you have like a leak in your wall. It's not a hard fix, but it's inconvenient because we'll have to cut open the sheetrock. We'll have to send in the plumber so that make sure that he actually fixes the leak. Once he's done, we have to send in a sheetrock repairman. He'll tape everything up, get the sheetrock back in place, and then after him, again, painters will have to come in, patch everything, and paint it. So this is a multiple day process. So again, not a hard fix, but more of an inconvenient one.
Okay, yeah. So the reason why, I want to touch back with paint, because that's a big one had issues with, and that was because even if with Adrian B homes, oftentimes the painters will leave a couple of buckets behind. But even that stuff won't match because if the painter added water when they were mixing, depending on the temperature, depending on what was going inside, it will never be the same.
Yeah, even though it's the same color, it's going to have a different shade, a different hue. Like something will be different. You'll be able to see that a new patch was painted.
Yeah, so sometimes you're just better off to leave it like that and embrace it.
Absolutely.
What are some things that no builder will have warranty for that's not covered?
Okay, so no builder anywhere will cover your land. That's the biggest thing. When we build the home, we actually design the yard as well. So we grade it to what we think will be best for water flow, to keep water away from the house and off to the sides the correct way. So when we grade something, we intend for it to stay that way, and we won't come back and regrade something. Another thing is concrete. So concrete, no builder will warrant because the only guarantee we give on concrete is that we guarantee it will crack. It's just part of its nature, and that's just what concrete does. Another thing that nobody warranties is if you break something yourself. So we've had calls where people are freaking out on us that their tile is broken, and when we get to the home to assess the situation, turns out homeowner was carrying a hammer across their house, getting ready for some kind of a DIY project, and dropped the hammer and shattered a tile. Well, because they broke it, they shattered it, we're not able to come in there and replace it under our warranty. That falls under homeowner.
Yeah, and I just want to add one more thing. The reason why we won't cover land, even concrete, because land's always moving. There's rain, There's sunshine, it's changing, it's varying, and it's impossible to cover that. That's why there is no warranty. It's not because we're trying to be jerks or mean about it.
No, absolutely. We want to cover everybody as much as we can. We want people to be happy when we're building the house, when they buy it, and for years afterwards. We aim to please. It's just some things we have no control over.
Yeah, okay. Do you have any crazy stories about home warranties?
I've got a few.
Just leave the names out.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was called one time here recently to a house where the homeowner called. He called me. He called the realtor he was dealing with, and he was angry because his attic was open. And from my understanding, he was making it sound like no attic access was ever put in. There's just a big gaping hole in his ceiling. Right away, I had to run and see it for myself because I said, "There's no way that's the case because we wouldn't pass inspection and we wouldn't leave something that way." So when I got to the guy's house, the attic access stairs were down, and he just had no clue how to fold them back up. So I basically folded the stairs and shut the door and was on my way. Yeah, it's.
And the thing is, and if you don't know how to do something, reach out to us. Yes, that sounds silly, but we'd rather come out and do it.
Ask if he were to call me and send me a picture of what's going on, or ask me how do I do this, instead of exaggerating the situation to make it sound like there's a very serious problem, to where I was on a different call, and when I got his call, I had to drop what I was doing because I thought we had a major issue, and I ran over there right away just to find out that it was as simple as closing a door.
Yeah. And again, so if you're unsure, do reach out. Just don't exaggerate it, because then we have to drop everything and figure it out.
It messes with the other schedule. Other people get pushed behind. It just kind of upsets more people than you'd think.
Yeah. So to summarize, here's some things. A, when buying a home, make sure you have home warranty on it or something's available.
Some sort of warranty.
Number two, normal settlements in the first 12 months are going to be, cracks, tile, flooring moving, you'll see ceiling crack, possibly.
Yeah. Also with the flooring, the system that we use is a floating floor. So nothing is glued down. This gives the house ability to breathe and shift. And sometimes the flooring will come from underneath the baseboard, which a lot of people think that it's a problem, that something's gone wrong, when it's as simple as sliding it back with a hammer. It's a very common problem that we run into every time.
Yeah. So, and if you see something big, something that's not normal, obviously call in sooner. Yeah. If you see a leak, plumbing, HVAC, electrical, call in. Don't wait.
Reach out to them directly so that they know they're notified right away and they know that they have to repair it. But also reach out to us as soon as possible as well, so that we can kind of facilitate the repair.
Yeah. Thank you again for joining Adrian B. Holmes and our special guest, Stefan.
Thank you. Thank you for
having me. Have a blessed day, and we gone.